So, how can we use this to our advantage? Well, what I said is that the brain seems to dislike the unknown. That means when we are shaky on the golf course, when we are shaking on a putt, when we are shaky to win and we have never done it before, that means it's the unknown. So the question is, how do we make it known? Well, we talked about the mental training, right? What was the mental training? The daydreamer or the programmer see pictures in the fantasy, hear and feel. So in golf specifically, what do we do in order to create the routine so we recognize ourselves, so we become steady to win? Well, it's called a pre-shot routine. How do you do that? Well, you have three components if you look here. You could either see the ball fly before it does. You could hear something, say something to yourself before the shot, or you could feel something. And one of the first times I actually caddied for Nick in a training session, I saw that he did different on the driving range and on the course. How did I know? Well, if you check me out now, we have the components of see, hear and feel. On the driving range, he did this. Let's say you are the target now and I'm hitting towards you. What he did was he went behind the ball and looked like this. He did this with his head. He came up, stood in front of the ball, did the practice swing, and then he actually hit. On the course, he did this. He started with a practice swing. Then he looked how he wanted to hit the shot and went up and actually hit it. That is totally two different routines. One is, first he see, then he makes a practice swing, that's the feel, and then he do. That's see, feel, do. That's a sequence. On the course, he did a practice swing, feel, see, do. So I asked him, what do you want? Because when you practice, you should practice as you compete. And he said he wasn't aware of those things, so we tried it out, and was the most effective, simple thing for him was to stand behind, see, in other words, visualize, where you build a picture, how he wanted the ball to fly. When he saw that, he dressed that with a feeling with his practice swing. And when he had a strong feeling, that's the transformation, he went up and hit the ball. And he calls that see, feel, do, and I call it see Faldo, but that's a different matter. So we have fun with that. So my question to you is, if you don't know, try it out. Try to ask a question out loud. Say, what do I want right now? Because what happens then, you exclude all other possibilities. What do I want right now? That makes you focus on one picture that creates one emotion and the feeling you want. So, when you try this out, go to the driving range, start with the easy one, see, feel, do, and then you go vice versa, feel, see, do. This is like a sequence. It's a procedure. It's like when you dress in the morning. Some people put underwears first and pants as a second layer. Unless you're Batman, Spider-Man and Superman, then you do it the other way around. If you hang out with those guys, please do that. But you never know until you try. So good luck.